Hi there, welcome to the Barbara Young channel. Well, I've got several projects on the go at the moment and I've decided that I need to go over them to know where I am and start making bigger plans. Or I've already started making some plans, but I thought I'd just go over them and let you know where I am with those plans. Now, to start off with is putting them together. Now, what I've been doing is keep my plans together by taking notes. I've worked out this sheet, which is quite simple, just overview and what I'm doing, and things like how I'm actually going to record it, because recording videos of what I'm doing is as much work as actually making the items myself. So what I've been doing is just taking notes, and as I do the actual project, I've been taking down my notes of how far along I am with them, and I've even got myself a little check sheet, so I know how far along I am with, well, this is with the recording side. The project itself, that's another matter that I have to get done and make sure I record it so I can show you folks. So let's get on to the first item. So the first project I've got on the go, well, got several on, but this one is the one I'm mainly focusing on at the moment, is a bag. I've been trying to develop a bag, and well, here's a mock-up of one. It's a little bag. I actually started with a bigger bag, which I do have. It's not got it in here with me, but a bigger bag, and I thought, well, I'll try making a smaller one and try and work out how to make it simpler. So that was a mock-up. And there is somebody who was actually interested in one of my bags, so I was going to make one of them, so that's why I've developed the process of making it, and I've come up with a couple more that I've actually made. So I've got this one, and this actually is a false front, so it opens from this side with a zip. This one's quite scrunchy, and then I moved on and I made this one, again very much the same design. Well, it's from the same pattern really, just I've changed things so I can make it easier to make. Again, a zip inside. That was quite nice to make, that one, but it's a bit more rigid, a bit more less flimsy. Then I made this one. This one's not quite finished. This is a little bit smaller, a little bit more sturdy, no fake pocket bit or flap on the front, but you know, it's that sort of thing. So the idea is now to try and get the project to a point where I can have a set pattern, which hopefully I've got sorted out now in here, and this will be the pattern that I'll use all the time when I'm making the bag, which will hopefully make it a much quicker and easier process. I've got this lovely material. It's quite that hard wearing stuff, you know, sort of waterproof and you know, hard, you know. I'm not sure if I need to interface this or not. I'll give it a try, see how it goes with the test piece. But yeah, that's project number one, which is the thing I'm currently mainly working on. So that's going to take up quite a bit of time, I imagine, but hopefully with this pattern that I've worked out, it'll be quicker than trying to work it out every time I make one. So on to the next one. So another project I've got that is actually from a thrift store. I found this black and white dress. Now, why did I get this? Because there's a lot of material in it. When I go and look for stuff, I always look for things that have got a lot of material in it that I can reuse, because material can be quite expensive. So if you can find a garment where you can take it apart and reuse that material, for whatever you want, I suppose. It depends on how much material I can get out of it as to what I can realistically use it for. But this one, well, I'm not quite sure yet as to what it would be good for, because it is in panels, as sections, so I'm not quite sure how easy it'll be to take apart. Well, it'll be easy enough to take apart, but how easy it'll be to turn into something else. Lovely long invisible zip, so I gain a zip. I could reuse this in this garment, or I can use it in something else. Now, let me put on. I do apologise about the light. It's a lovely bright sunny day, as you can probably see by the light reflection coming in from the window. I have got other lighting, but I'm a bit swamped out from the window, but I need the lighting from the sun to help light the room up. Otherwise I'd never see anything. But anyway, this is quite a long garment. So my thought was to probably take the zip out and cut it off at that point. So we end up with something that's more like that, with a certain amount of length, but then put in a really wide waistband, because I have quite a bit of material here to make a wide, very wide waistband, to make it quite a rigid, quite a thick waistband, so that you know, with lots of interfacing in there, so that it's nice and stiff, so it forms this nice sort of thick middle section that'll hold it all in place. I suppose, I mean, I could do something else with that. I could take it apart completely and turn it into a top, or I don't know, but yeah, there's plenty of material in there. It'll say it'll never fit on me, so it's got to come apart no matter what. Get that off. So yeah, but that's a thrift buy. So getting stuff that's got a lot of material in it, it's great, because I can reuse this and make other stuff with it, which is brilliant. Now I've come across a nice pattern that I've seen. It's this one, which is a Simplicity S9177. It's a top, and I quite like the top, and what I'm going to try and do is make it without the collar. I don't know if you can see this. Without the collar, but with sleeves. So getting a bit adventurous, I'm going off the pattern, as it were, or not off the pattern, because I'm going to add two patterns together, one with the sleeves that's got the collar but not have the collar, because I don't want a collar on it, which will be a nice experiment. And so this is a little more taxing, so it's supposed to be fairly sort of simple, but it's probably not quite as simple as it looks. Now, I've not really done any work on this. I've had the pattern out and I've had a read of it, but beyond that I haven't really done anything, but I have got some material for it. Now, I'm going to do this in two tones, as it were, because what I'm going to do is I'm going to have the main pattern is going to have this B material, but then for like the cuffs, and on this pattern, because there's a flap over part, that part will have an inner facing. So when you open it, that'll be the facing. So it's a contrast, and on the cuffs as well. So I've got material for it. I just need to actually have a look and decide on what size I'm going to need to use. Take a copy of it and get the paper out. Now I've got some paper. Where is it? Tracing paper. Great stuff for copying out, so I don't have to ruin my actual pattern. So that's another project that really isn't started yet, but I've sort of started it because I've got the material and I'm ready to go with it. But you know, as and when I get started, I suppose. So on to the next one. So another project that I've got is from an item that I bought from a charity shop. Now, when I got this, I got it because there is a whole lot of material. It's basically, I don't know, it's just like a long straight up and down sort of dress that's just got lots of material in there. It's, you know, two big pieces of material. So I'm not quite sure what I was going to do with this. The other thing about this particular one is that I think this is a homemade garden, because when I look at the way that it's sewn, how it's put together, this is exactly how I would do it as a home making project. It's got a lining, and just the way that it's hemmed, you know, the facing on it, you know, this is a homemade garment, I'm pretty sure of it, that someone's made and then decided they didn't want or didn't fit or don't like, and they've given it to a charity shop. But the great thing about this, as far as I'm concerned, is that it can easily be made into lots of other things. I mean, what am I going to use it for? Not quite sure. My thought was to cut it in half, about there, take the bottom bit and make a sort of reasonable skirt with just an elasticated waistband and put that in there, so it's just a basic skirt, and then just put some tailoring in the top piece just to give it a bit more shape, and just basically do that, cut it in half, make a top and a bottom, and that hopefully should be, I'd like to think, a straightforward and easy project. It'll probably not work out that way, but that's what I can give it a go with. So that's another project. So even though that's 4 really quite involved projects, I suppose, that's not the end of the story really. I mean, I've still got plenty of other bits and pieces to do, and other things. I mean, bits and pieces, plenty. I mean, I've got this pattern that I want to have a go at. I've even got this pile of patterns that a friend gave me from a magazine. By the way, this video is not sponsored by anybody, so it's just that these were given to me, a whole pile of them. So there's a pile of patterns there I haven't even looked at, so a bunch more stuff to have a look at in the future. I've got other bits and pieces I need to do. I've got a top over there where the hem has all come out. You know, as it does, it frays, it comes off, so that needs rehemming. It's only a little job, but you know, get round to it. I've got a top over here. Now, this top is just a little bit snug. But on here we've got some little pleats and a bit of ruching on here, so there's material in there for me to be able to undo that a little bit and just make a little bit more room in that top, and hopefully without ruining the shape at all, it should give enough room so it doesn't fit quite so snug. So, you know, there are lots of other things, and I imagine there's going to be other jobs and tasks and sewing pieces that I've got to get done that are going to take up my time, but I need to focus on something, so I've focused on those 4, with starting on the bag, I suppose, primarily. So I suppose I'd better get on with them and see how quickly or how long they take. So they're my current projects, what we got on with. Quite a lot to do there, I suppose. I'm sure other projects will come along, as I've already indicated. I will try to keep up to date on those projects, a bit like, I suppose, a progress report on how far I'm getting, and hopefully at some point I'll have some finished projects that will get done, and I'll be able to show you what's the final result of these projects and other projects as they come along, which I'm sure will be quite enjoyable. Today's a lovely day, as you can see. The weather's brilliant. I mean, the sun's shining, playing havoc with my lighting, but it is just lovely out there, so I might have to pop out in a bit and enjoy a bit of the weather rather than doing a project, but I'm sure I'll get back to it. Well, thank you for joining me, and I'm looking forward to joining you in my next video. Bye.